The stars hung silent outside the wide glass of Orion Outpost. 7. Rayan Solus sat in the pilot chair, his eyes fixed on the empty stretch of space beyond Nebula X9. A faint blue haze shimmered in the distance. Most people called it beautiful. Rayan didn't trust it. "Routine patrol logs submitted," said Lyra Dane over the intercom. "Nothing new. Just rocks and cold silence." "Keep the scanners running," Rayan replied. "That nebula's too quiet." Lyra laughed. "You're always looking for ghosts out here." Maybe he was. But Rayan had learned something in his years in the outer sectors. Silence often meant something was hiding. The ship hummed quietly beneath him. He leaned forward and tapped the sensor screen. A soft beep echoed in the cabin. Then another. Then the screen blinked red. "Contact detected," the ship's AI said calmly. "Unidentified object. Entering range." Rayan's jaw tightened. Location? Edge of Nebula X9. Speed unknown. Ship class unrecognized. He opened a channel. "Control, this is Patrol Unit Solus 1. I have an unidentified contact at the edge of the nebula." No response to hails. "It's fast." Silence on the other end. "Then copy that, Solus 1. Maintain distance. Stand by." Seconds later, another patrol cruiser moved in. Standard Empire procedure. Rayan watched as it closed the distance. "Why are they going in so close?" Lyra's voice cracked through again. She was watching the same thing. The strange ship just floated there. Sleek, black, no lights, no markings. Then it moved, faster than anything Rayan had seen. One flash of light, and the patrol cruiser exploded into a silent burst of fire and debris. Rayan stood up, stunned. They didn't fire. They didn't even. "Control to Solus 1. The voice now screamed. "Return to base. Do not engage. This is a level red situation. All communication ends now." The channel went dead. Rayan stared at the sensor screen. The unknown ship vanished just as quickly as it appeared. No trail, no signal, gone. He sat back down slowly. His hands trembled slightly. He'd seen war. He'd seen destruction. But this was different. Lyra came through once more. "You saw that, right?" Rayan replied quietly. That wasn't human tech. And for the first time in a long time, he felt something deep in his chest. Fear. The halls of Orion Outpost 7 buzzed with whispers. Word of the destroyed patrol cruiser spread fast, even though the command tried to lock it down. Soldiers, engineers, and technicians all talked in hushed voices. No one had ever seen a ship like that before. Rayan Solus stood in the operations room, staring at a frozen frame of the alien vessel captured just before it vanished. It looked like a shadow with edges. No heat signature, no known design. It wasn't just fast. It was impossible. Captain Renlo, head of station command, walked in with 2 officers. His face was pale, voice sharp. "Solus, step away from the terminal." Rayan didn't move. "You saw what it did. We need to alert the core systems. We don't even know where it went." "That's classified now," Renlo said. "You will report to debrief, then return to quarters. Leave this to higher command." "It destroyed a cruiser in seconds," Rayan snapped. "We don't have time for reports and waiting." "You're out of line, pilot." Rayan looked him in the eye. "And you're going to get people killed." Renlo's hand hovered over the table. For a moment, it looked like he might arrest Rayan. But instead, he said coldly, "This is not your call." Dismissed. Rayan turned and walked out without another word. Later in the hangar bay, Lyra Dane found Rayan sitting under his ship checking systems. "They're going to bury this," she said. "I know," Rayan replied. "They said the signal was a sensor glitch. Can you believe that?" He didn't answer right away. He ran a diagnostic on the nav drive. Then he looked up at her. "I'm going after it." Lyra blinked. "You're what?" "That ship didn't just disappear. It went somewhere. If I can follow the trail, maybe I can find out what it wants. Maybe stop it. You'll be court-martialed. Only if I come back." She stared at him for a long moment. "You don't even know where to start." "I have something," he said, pulling out a small device. It showed a faint energy trail, Just a hint, left by the alien ship, almost undetectable, but it was there. Lyra crossed her arms. If you're doing this, I'm going with you. Rayan looked at her. You don't have to. I know, she said. But if you think I'm letting you fly into the unknown alone, you're even more stubborn than I thought. Rayan gave a half smile. Then let's move. That night, under cover of quiet, they prepped the scout ship. It was fast, light, and not meant for combat, but it would have to do. As they lifted off from the outpost, alarms began to flash. Unauthorized launch, said the ship's AI. Rayan leaned forward. Lock in course. Follow the energy trail. Engage stealth mode. The stars stretched around them as the scout ship shot forward into the dark. Behind them, the Empire watched and stayed silent. Ahead of them, something waited in the void. The scout ship drifted through the dark sector, far from Empire space. The stars here were dim and scattered, as if even light didn't want to stay. Rayan sat at the controls, his eyes scanning every blip on the radar. Lyra sat beside him, reading energy signatures on her tablet. No patrols, no traffic, not even a signal, she said softly. It's like this part of space doesn't exist. It wasn't always like this, Rayan replied. There used to be colonies out here, mining stations, research labs. What happened to them? Rayan didn't answer. He just stared at the growing shape on the main screen. A planet coming into view. It was gray, lifeless, and cracked down the middle like something huge had struck it. No atmosphere, no signs of life, just ruins and ash. We're here, Rayan said. Whatever that ship is, this planet was on its path. They landed near the ruins of a large city. The buildings were collapsed. Some were melted, others crushed. Whatever happened here wasn't natural. Lyra activated her helmet light. Dust swirled as they stepped onto the surface. Every step echoed through the silence. Look at this, she said, kneeling beside a piece of twisted metal. It was part of a ship, alien, but not like the one they had seen near the nebula. These markings, she said, brushing off the dust. This isn't human, and it's old. Rayan's eyes narrowed. This place was attacked, not by us, not recently. That ship's done this before. They moved deeper into the ruins and found a control center barely standing. Inside, the air was stale and dead, but some systems still flickered. Lyra powered them up using a portable generator. Screens lit up. Logs appeared in a strange alien script, but the translator software kicked in slowly. Fleet destroyed. No defense possible. They came in silence, judged us, erased us. Rayan looked over Lyra's shoulder. So it wasn't just watching, it was testing. Deciding who deserves to survive. Suddenly, the main screen turned black. A voice came through. Calm, cold, mechanical. You are curious. Rayan froze. Lyra stared at the screen. I am Virix Thane, the voice continued. Commander of the Vanguard. You are being observed. Rayan stepped forward. Why are you here? What do you want from us? Humanity is unstable, violent, divided. You expand, consume, and destroy. We evaluate species like yours. For what? For survival, or termination. The signal cut. Silence returned. Lyra looked at Rayan, her face pale. He's not just watching anymore. Rayan clenched his fists. He's moving. They rushed back to the ship. Rayan pulled up the star charts. There, he pointed. The trail continues toward the outer colony worlds. Lyra frowned. There are millions of people out there. Then we don't have time. Rayan locked in the new course. Engines fired. The ship turned and launched into the void once more. They were no longer just chasing shadows. They were racing to stop something far worse. The stars streaked by as the scout ship raced through hyperspace. The hum of the engine filled the silence between Rayan and Lyra. Neither had spoken since they left the dead planet. Both were thinking about the same thing. Virix Thane, he said. We're being judged, Lyra finally whispered. Like we're insects under a lens. Rayan didn't answer. His eyes stayed on the nav screen. Lyra turned to him. Do you think the Empire knows? Do they know something and just won't tell us? They know, Rayan said, his voice low, but they won't admit it. The Empire is built on control. If people find out there's something out there they can't stop, they'll panic. Lyra stared ahead. Then it's just us. Rayan didn't deny it. A few hours later, they dropped out of hyperspace near a gas giant. In its orbit floated an old, abandoned listening station long shut down by the Empire. Rayan brought the scout ship in close and docked. "This place has what we need," he said. "High-gain scanners. If we boost the signal, we might track where the alien ship is going next." The station creaked and groaned as they entered. Dust floated in the air. Lights flickered weakly. They moved carefully through narrow halls. Inside the control room, Lyra started bringing systems back online. Rayan stared at the faded Empire logo on the wall. It reminded him of the past, of things he tried to forget. "Lyra," he said quietly, "there's something I haven't told you." She looked up. "What is it?" 3 years ago, I was part of a rescue mission. Rebel group took hostages in a colony dome. We were sent to stop them." He paused. "I was the team lead. We got inside, but I hesitated." Lyra stayed quiet, letting him speak. "There was a kid. One of the rebels had a kid with them. I paused just long enough, and a bomb went off. I lost half my team. The hostages died." He clenched his jaw. "I still see them, every night." Lyra walked over and put a hand on his shoulder. "You're not that man anymore." "I can't hesitate again," he said. "Not now, not with this." A sudden beep broke the silence. The scanner lit up with a sharp spike. "There," Lyra shouted. "The alien ship just appeared near the Vega outpost, outer colony region. It's moving straight for the civilian sectors." "How much time do we have?" "Hours, maybe less." Rayan turned to leave. "Then we're going now." They rushed back to the ship, undocked, and launched into hyperspace once more. The stars bent around them as the scout ship pushed its limits. Rayan's hands tightened around the controls. This time he wouldn't hesitate. This time he would face the unknown head-on. The scout ship dropped out of hyperspace near Vega Outpost, a busy trade hub in the outer colony region. What Rayan and Lyra saw chilled them to the core. The alien ship was already there. It hovered in silence above the outpost, larger than before, its dark surface shifting like liquid metal. No weapons were visible, but every Empire defense drone around it had already been destroyed. Wreckage floated in space, lifeless, drifting. "No signs of escape pods," Lyra said quietly. "They didn't even get a chance to run." Rayan stared at the ship. "We can't let it reach the colonies." He activated the ship's intercom. "This is Rayan Solis, former Empire pilot. To any remaining command unit, evacuate civilians immediately. The enemy ship is not human. Do not engage. Just run." No reply came. Only static. "They're all gone," Lyra whispered. The alien ship turned. Slowly, deliberately. "It sees us," Rayan said. The console lit up. A signal came through. Virix Thane's voice echoed across the channel, cold and steady. "You followed. Impressive, but futile." Rayan gritted his teeth. "Why are you doing this? Observation ends. Judgment begins. You had time. You wasted it." "We're not all like the Empire," Rayan argued. "We can change. Your kind does not change. It only delays destruction." "We'll stop you." "No," Virix said calmly. "You will fail." The signal ended. The alien ship began to charge a glowing core at its center. Rayan turned to Lyra. "We're not running." She nodded. "Let's give them something unexpected." They steered the scout ship toward a nearby asteroid field. Rayan flipped switches, rerouting power to the engines and weapon systems. Lyra overclocked the shields. The ship wasn't built for combat, but it would have to be enough. "Get its attention," Lyra said. Rayan fired a warning shot. It bounced harmlessly off the alien ship's hull, but it worked. The giant ship turned and followed. Rayan pulled the scout ship into the asteroid field. Huge rocks drifted everywhere, some as large as cities. It was dangerous, but it gave them cover. The alien ship followed slowly, cautious in the tight space. "Ready the overload pulse," Rayan said. Lyra worked fast, wiring the ship's main power into a makeshift energy bomb. One shot. That's all we get. The alien ship closed in. Rayan weaved between asteroids, dodging beams of energy slicing past them. Now, he shouted. Lyra hit the trigger. A wave of light burst from the back of the scout ship, pure unstable energy amplified by the asteroid field's mineral dust. The alien ship took the hit. It shook violently. The glowing core dimmed. A crack opened along its side. Sparks and black fluid spilled into space. It's breaking up. Lyra yelled. The ship didn't explode, but it stopped moving. Then a smaller pod detached from its side. It was sleek, silent, and fast. Rayan zoomed in. That's him. Virix. The pod vanished into hyperspace before they could stop it. Rayan sat back in his chair, breathing hard. The battlefield was silent again. No enemy fire. No signs of life. Only wreckage. And stars. Lyra slumped into her seat. We did it. For now, Rayan said. He said he was just the beginning. The journey back to Empire space was quiet. Rayan and Lyra sat in the cockpit, watching the stars drift by. The alien ship was gone. Crippled, silent, floating in the asteroid field. Virix had escaped. The mission was over, but the war hadn't even begun. I sent a report, Lyra said softly. To every open channel I could find. No reply. Not even an acknowledgement. They won't respond, Rayan said. The Empire doesn't want panic. They'll cover it up like they always do. Lyra looked at him. So what now? Rayan didn't answer right away. The scout ship docked at a small moon station near the outer edge of Empire space. It was old, forgotten, used now only by traders and explorers. No military, no cameras, just silence. Rayan stepped out onto the dusty platform and looked up at the sky. The stars were calm again, but he didn't feel peace. Not yet. Inside the station, he sat in a quiet room with a recorder. He leaned forward and spoke into it. My name is Rayan Solis. I was a pilot for the Galactic Empire. 3 days ago, I made contact with an alien vessel outside Nebula X9. Its name was Vanguard. Its commander was Virix Thane. It was not here to trade, not to talk. It was here to judge us. He paused. It destroyed our ships. It wiped out an entire outpost, and no one is coming to help. The Empire knows, but they're staying silent. Maybe they're scared. Maybe they're hoping it just disappears. He took a deep breath. I saw what it can do, and I know it's not over. Virix escaped. He said others are coming. Bigger, stronger. We may not survive the next wave. He leaned back, his voice steady. But I won't wait for it. I'll prepare. And if you hear this, if you believe me, do the same. He turned off the recorder and slid it into a secure case. Outside the station, Lyra was working on the ship. She had upgraded the engines and reinforced the hull. She was already preparing for what came next. Rayan joined her. No rest, she asked. He smiled slightly. Not yet. As they walked back into the ship, the camera above the dock flickered to life, then powered down again. Somewhere, someone might be watching, but it didn't matter anymore. They were no longer just pilots. They were the warning. The ship lifted off gently, disappearing into the stars. Above them, space stretched wide and empty. But Rayan knew better now. The silence wasn't peace. It was the calm before something worse. And this time, he would be ready.